Hey, and welcome to a Spring Day edition of 7-Figure Business Secrets. Yeah, so winter, it looks as if winter's finally leaving Ireland. This is great. It's a lovely bright spring morning here. It's still a little bit chilly, but as you can see, no snow around. And even talk at home has turned into a spring type stuff. I was asked, will I be planting grass seed in the big mucky pile that used to be our lawn where the kids play football the whole time? So yeah, so even they're thinking about summer coming along and what they're going to be doing. So yeah, and hopefully with spring coming along, you're beginning to think, yeah, maybe I should be starting the business. And some of the questions one of the main questions I always get asked, and it started happening there the last few weeks, is, well, what is it actually like? Is it scary? Is it difficult to start your own business? And let's be honest, it depends. I don't have a black or white answer for you. But what I'll do is I'll share with you, I suppose, what I've been thinking and what I share with people when they ask me that question, and hopefully it'll, I suppose, straighten things out in your mind and give you the answer you need. But yeah, it's not black and white. But if I can explain the philosophy of it, I think you're going to be able to figure it out for yourself and answer your own question on it. So starting a business, I always describe it, if you've got a job or if you've moved a job, that actually setting up a business has got a lot in common with that. So you know, if you've moved a job before and say you've moved within your department, well, it's a little bit scary and you take over a new role and you've got to learn a few skills, but within a month you're typically up and running. Why? Well, because it's the same people involved. You probably had a lot of handover, other people around you have to ask for questions and everything, and yeah, within a month you probably are up to speed and you know how to do it, and you know basically what else you have to learn. But it's not rocket science. I don't mean to undermine it. I've moved departments or moving in departments quite a few times, but actually there's a little bit of knowledge to learn, but a lot of the systems and people are the same. Well, when you move outside of your department or across companies, so if you move from one company to another company, you know, if you've done it, it's not the same at all. And headhunters, they'll tell you, or recruiters, they'll tell you it typically takes between 3 and 6 months for someone to come up to speed in a new role in a new company. And I've done that a few times, and yeah, they're definitely right. Because what I've noticed is when you actually sort of move companies, you bring knowledge with you. You know how to do jobs. But actually, how you do something in a new company is always quite different, because there's different people, different processes, different systems, different data, different problems, different everything. Nothing's the same. And it takes a lot of time just to learn how things work, just to figure out, okay, I knew how to do this in my old company. How do I do the same thing in the new company? What are the different processes and different people I need to go and make that happen? And also then you have to figure out, well, maybe I don't want to do exactly what I did in my own company, this company, because it's not appropriate. So what do I need to change on it? And it takes a good 3 to 6 months to do that. And that's where, if you think about setting up a business, it's actually very similar. So I've set up businesses, where I've done it before. It's pretty straightforward. You know, you've got a system that you're applying, you know roughly what you're doing, you know what the differences are between the business that you're setting up and the old business that you had. So it's pretty straightforward, and within a few months you're up and running and all systems go. However, that's not always the case, because I remember actually 2 of my businesses that I started, I basically started from scratch. So I was starting not only a new business, but I didn't have any sort of systems and processes to rely on. So I had to build all of that, and it took 2 to 3 years before things started to sort of make sense to me. And that again is very similar to the data on starting up businesses. Typically it takes 2 to 3 years before you've got a consistently, you're able to sort of get customers in, you know what you're doing, you're able to sell, you're able to make products and all of those things that a business requires. However, having done this now for quite a few times and having helped other people start up the businesses, there's a huge shortcut, and it's a 4-letter word, COPY, copy. And what I've realized is actually there are very few businesses that are actually really different to other businesses, and there's very few businesses that you can't look around and within an hour or two is find businesses very, very similar to the business that you're thinking of setting up, very similar. And the big shortcut is copy, because when I look back on I suppose my own experience, a lot of the time it took me to set up the business wasn't about my idea. It was actually about figuring out how the business was going to work, how the process was going to work, how it's going to attract clients. It wasn't about the product. And all of those things about attracting clients and setting up the businesses, they're the common parts across all businesses. They're the bits behind the scenes that are actually pretty much the same. It's the product that's different, but behind the scenes, it's all the same. So if you think about it, if you're setting up a restaurant, so almost all restaurants are actually the same. They have a kitchen, they have a dining area, they have a way of getting customers in the door, they have a way of serving them. And yes, their menu is different, and their secret sauce and their chef, the little spices they put in are different. But actually the bread and butter and bolts are the same. So you have two choices when you're setting up a business. So if you were setting up a restaurant, you have two choices. You can go and research to figure out where's the best location, and then go and try and hire a chef, and then open up, and then try and figure out the decor, and then try and figure out the till systems, and try and figure out how you get advertising and PR. You can go and try and figure all that out from scratch, or you can go and copy a very successful restaurant. You can go and either copy from a distance, or if you're brave enough, and I highly suggest you do this, is go and talk to a really successful restaurant owner. Go and ask them. You'd be amazed. Most entrepreneurs are so willing to help. You'd be amazed how much information they would share. They'd tell you the ins and outs. And that would put you probably 90% of the way there to having a successful business. You just have to then figure out what your secret ingredients are, and what your chef puts into the recipes. But instead of taking 2 to 3 years to have a successful business, you'll be there in probably 2 or 3 months. You'll know exactly. You'll feel confident that you know which parts of your businesses is working, what parts are not, and what parts to tweak, and you'll be well on the road to having a successful restaurant. And that is the secret. No matter what your business is, I promise you. Well, maybe you are the 1 in a million each year of businesses that sets up that really is genuinely unique, and the business model has never been seen before. But I seriously doubt it. So your task is to go and have a look and find not just one, but multiple businesses that are actually doing pretty much what it is that you're doing. Maybe the product looks a bit different, but look behind the scenes. Look to see what it is. Are they a local business serving local people? Are they an entrepreneurial online business? Are they an online marketing business? Are they just a sales and marketing? Are they affiliate business? What type of business are you setting up? And go and find examples of them, and then look for the really successful ones, and figure out what is it that they do. How does their business work? Go and ask the questions, because if you have those answers, you're gonna shortcut your business implementation by years, absolute years. And you'll have the best thing about it is you'll have a plan that you know works, because someone else has been there and done it. Just like when you start up a new job yourself, if you know someone's been there and done it, and they give you the handover sheets and everything, it makes it so much easier, because you know you've got a plan to follow that you know works. So do that. Go and investigate. See what you've got around, and go out there and ask the questions, because I guarantee it'll shave years. Right, so I hope that helps. It's certainly what I do now. It's actually even my current business to share with you. I've asked so many people about it that are in the same industry. I've found so many things that I thought I understood about it, that by talking to different people, tweaked with me, that actually I was missing some really important things. Actually, one of the really important things that I was missing with this business I'm talking to you about was the way I was attracting people into my business. Was I'd assumed that you have a great product and people come. It's the typical failure of people leaving jobs. We assume that we create something brilliant and people come, but actually no, it's way more complex than that. It's way more complex than that when you don't understand it. It's way easier when you actually understand it and you have a working model. So essentially I'm copying a person's, actually two people's model of how to bring clients in. And yeah, you'll see that actually you'll see I'm generating, there's a questionnaire type quiz that you'll see a survey on how you start a business. That'll probably be live when you see this podcast. And that is a direct copy, a blatant copy of a great friend who showed me this trick and basically said, listen, this is really useful for my clients, it works great for my business. And yeah, I'm copying it blatantly, and yeah, hopefully it's going to shave quite a few months off my implementation on it too. So hope that helps. Great to talk to you, and I should talk to you soon. Bye.